Hello everyone, welcome to the Geekdom, the place where we outcast come to talk about the things we love, and today we're back on LEGO Star Wars. I've got 4 super awesome minifigures for you today, based on the Clone Commando video game. That's right, we've got the entirety of Delta Squad. We've got Boss, we've got Scorch, we've got Sev, and we've got Fixer. Some absolutely awesome clones that I am desperate to see. We're going to start with the main man himself, Boss. Now this is the character you play as in Clone Commando, and he has got some really cool armor. We're going to start from the helmet, the exact same helmet mold that I used for my battle pack earlier this week. I love this thing. It's, once again, the visor looks really cool. I've basically switched out the grey portions for a really lovely orange on this Boss figure, and I think it looks really cool, really contrasts the white, and I just think it really pops. Now, one thing you will notice about all of these figures is they're sparkly clean. Now, in the Delta Squad Clone Commando video game, they're all a bit grimy, very weathered and stuff, but I loved the way they looked in the episode of the Clone Wars where they appeared for like 5 seconds, and I think the really bright, clean look just looks so good on these guys. Moving down onto the torso, it's very standard. I've gone for the exact base that I used for my one in the other video. You will notice that all of these are basically just a reuse with a bunch of new texturing. I just didn't want that cool look to go to waste, and Delta Squad are just some of the coolest Clone Commandos that I've been desperate to make them for so long, so I wanted to use this as an excuse. Boss's armor, he has that really nice orange going across there with those 4 dots, which I do believe is the signia for Commander in Clones. Correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure it is from Attack of the Clones, like the other little dots. So yeah, he's just got an orange stripe over the top. The rest of his armor, pretty much from the torso, hips, and legs, is very similar to the one in my battle pack video, except it uses the plain legs that I spoke of in that video instead of having those grey stripes. So it's very, very plain on Boss's legs. He's just got clean, untampered Clone Commando legs. His hips, just like a few of the other figures in this, have that sort of grey codpiece armor as well. Just add a bit of definition and a bit of colour to this figure. I didn't want him to just have plain white hips. Now the arms are where this gets really interesting, because they do have very similar prints to my other Clone Commandos, except on their left arm, most of them have this cool, different style of armor on the bicep, as well as having their own custom prints for the shoulder pauldrons and the wrist braces. Now, Boss's right shoulder pauldron has these like scratches on it, so I put those on there in like a dark grey, which looks really cool. I love how battered these guys' armor is. It's very unique. And then he's also got these little orange sections around the cuffs of his gauntlets, which just add a bit of colour. It makes it really pop. The same goes for the other arm. He's got that little cuff section, but his shoulder pauldron is different. It utilises a lot of white, a nice little grey segment in the middle of the shoulder, which a lot of them do have. A lot of them do have that grey section, and a lot of them do like using that white on that left shoulder. So it's a pretty common theme among these guys. But something you will notice is, if you don't know much about Delta Squad, their armor is extremely unique, and we see that in Scorch. Now, I love Scorch. He has my favorite armor out of Delta Squad, and he is just killing it in the Bad Batch at the minute. What a cool character. So glad we get to see more of him. I wish we could see more of Delta Squad. Fingers crossed that we will see them by the end of the season. But this guy has my favorite armor out of all of these. I think it just looks so cool. I think the black, like darkish grey, and the white really contrast each other nicely, as well as that big spark of yellow as well. The helmet, very plain, except the black covers most of the portion. His forehead and his actual visor section are outlined in that white, which looks really, really nice. It offsets the blue nicely. And then going down onto the torso, once again, very simple printing, just that sort of plain Clone Commando torso, except we've got the beginnings of that like dark grey going from the armor in the upper section of his chest. That continues onto his shoulders. Once again, he's got basically, I think his arms are identical, like they're just flipped. So he's got the exact same shoulder printing on either arm. It's just like this sort of like dark grey that looks really nice. Got a small grey patch in the middle, as well as that undershirt and these lovely wrist braces that have like a really cool V shape in yellow. It just really makes the arms pop. I don't know, there's something very, I think I want to say Cybertronian about this guy's armor. I can't pinpoint exactly what it is, but it makes me think of Transformers. And his legs are cool as well. Once again, using that base print for a Clone Commando, except they're using this lovely yellow and this lovely dark grey. It's like, I usually hate mustard yellow on clones. I'm not the biggest 212 fan, but this guy pulls it off. It looks great. Next up, we have Sev. Now, this guy is a badass. This guy is just so awesome. Although, and I'm going to be in the minority for this, I think, I don't like his armor. Everyone seems to love his armor. I really don't get it. I think the red's a nice touch, but It's just a little bit too crazy for me. I kind of like the clean cut look that everyone else has. I must say his helmet is cool though. He's got this sort of like bloody fire sort of texture all over the helmet, which I think looks really nice. It's like it's coming off the visor, like he's bleeding. I really like that. I know what you're thinking, Freddy, why is the one on the other side of the visor kind of offset? That's just the way the armor looks. That I kind of think I would have preferred it actually if it was symmetrical. But it is not, it is offset. The torso is different to the others because it has mostly grey portions for the upper torso, which I think looks really weird. I think that's what I don't like about it. I think it sticks out wrong. It sticks out like a bit of a sore thumb. I don't really like that. It has like further red portions on the abdomen section there. Which is just continued all over the figure, really. I mean, the legs have it peeking over, the wraparound printing, obviously, on all of these figures. So he's got that red, like, slipping through the side of his legs onto the front. And then he's also... The actual boots of this figure are covered in this red stuff. And it's almost like dirt. You know, like, I would do the exact same sort of texturing if someone had, like, muddy boots and stuff. So I think that's a very strange choice of armor. But, I kind of dig it. It's very individual, and it suits Seb as a character. The arms, once again, are symmetrical. They have these, like, giant shoulder pauldrons once again, but in, like, a lighter grey this time that more matches the actual torso print. And it's just covered in those, like, red assets. His gauntlets have quite a lot of red as well. Very individual. Looks very cool. Finally, we've got Fixer. Fixer's kind of like your standard hacker guy, like a tech guy. You don't often see green on clone troopers, and I think he pulls it off well. I think he pulls it off very nicely. His helmet is identical to Boss's, except instead of orange, it's green, and honestly, Boss pulls it off better. His armor's very different though, because just like Sev has his like upper section is a different color, a lot of Fixer's legs and abdomen are this really lovely like mint green almost. That looks really nice. I added a little bit of darker green here and there, just like around the abs. I don't even think that's present on the actual suit, so it might be inaccurate, but I just thought it popped more. It really highlighted the detail a bit nicer, so I just included it there, whether it's accurate. But yeah, it just bleeds from his, like, the middle of his chest section all the way down from his abdomen onto his legs and all the way through his shins. But the legs are, like, split in half, which I think looks really cool. It's, like, a nice contrast. You've got, like, a little bit of that green line tapering off down the side of the leg. But besides that, it's very clean cut. I think he's got, like, a very... I'd say out of all of them, he's probably got the cleanest armor look. Like, it's all very sleek. It's all very paneled. It's very cool. I love this guy's armor. His arms are in this lovely, lovely green. His left arm has this big green pauldron with a grey section in the middle, where his left arm has a white and green one with a stripe. And then his wrist gauntlets, they have this like really lovely like green section going right down the middle. Well everyone, that is Delta Squad. Such a cool group of clones, and I know it's a short video this week, but I couldn't miss up the opportunity to do some really awesome clones, because chances are I won't do many more Clone Commandos in my time, seeing as the Clone Wars kind of saga is coming to an end. I may do Gregor one day, because I love him, but besides that, these will be probably the last Clone Commandos I ever get to do. So it's just been a pleasure working on them, and I have to show you. I was going to make them either way, so I just thought might as well make a video out of it. Well anyway everyone, thank you very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed, and if you have, click that little subscribe button down below. It goes a long way. The channel's doing really well at the minute, and it would be great if we could just keep that up. Well anyway everyone, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you always.